And how? So I, no one is in here yet. I don't think. I doubt we're gonna get many people in here. It is first time we've done this in a while. Um, I'm excited to get back into it. One of the favorite days of the year. We have um, we've got Oscar nominations this morning. I love watching them early in the morning. I love predicting them. We've got a bunch of predictions ready to go. We have about 15 minutes until we get started, and then predictions get underway, and then I will go into work after that. But just wanted to go ahead. I'm trying to get a little bit more used to doing this, trying to figure this out a little bit better. Um, and I figured this was the perfect way to do it, especially as we get into doing more things, talking about movies on this stream, doing more watch parties in the future. Hopefully, um, figure no better time than today to get started with this and to do this. I I am so excited for this. I think there are so many really interesting things that could be happening throughout this nomination day. I cannot wait to see what happens. I think we're gonna get a lot of surprises. I think we're gonna have there are so many very good movies that are going to be talked about today. So I cannot wait to see what all we get. Um, I think we have. Let's get into some. I've got a few questions here to look at before we get started. Obviously, we are around 13 minutes right now until the start of the broadcast on YouTube, which we'll go ahead and stream on here with it. Because no one's gonna be, who's gonna be watching this. So we're gonna be able to show it. So let's take a look at some of these big questions that I've got that I would like to see answered. The first one, obviously, the big category everybody cares about with the Oscars is Best Picture. I think right now, everybody, it feels like there's a consensus on the top eight. Um, Now, Power of the Dog, Belfast seem to be the two favorites. I think Dune is right there as well. Um, Don't Look Up is rising. Licorice Pizza is rising. West Side Story is kind of falling a little bit. And then you get King Richard and Coda, which seem to be, fairly safe locks right now. And then you have those last two spots, which have really been fluctuating a lot with a lot of groups as we've gotten into some of these precursor awards, as we've seen a lot of predictions happening. Right now, I think Being the Ricardos gets in. I think Being the Ricardos gets in. Aaron Sorkin gets a movie into Best Picture once again. And for that 10th spot, I might be thinking more with heart than my head here. But I kind of think Drive My Car gets in. I know um, a lot of people are pointing to things like Parasite doing well a couple years ago and things like that. Um, it's going to be interesting to see if this can actually make it. Just because it is a longer movie, it's not quite as thrilling as something like Parasite was a couple years ago, as far as an international feature getting in goes. But I really think it's a great movie, and I think it deserves to get in. And I just, on the outside looking in, I think when you look at Drive My Car compared to like Tick Tick Boom, which I believe I only have getting in right now in Best Actor for Andrew Garfield, I think it has a better resume than that, because I think you can see Drive My Car getting on in an ideal day today. Drive My Car can get 4 nominations. I think you're looking at picture and director. I think you're looking at obviously international, and I think you could get an adapted screenplay nomination as well. Whereas Tick Tick Boom, you get 1 nomination. House of Gucci can get a couple nominations here. Maybe it surprises. I think a lot of people um, are really hit and miss about that one, but I think it has an outside shot, as does Nightmare Alley, which I think we're seeing a lot more in some of the technical categories and things like cinematography and costume design, things like that were really good with that movie, that really worked for me as well. So I'm going to be really interested to see how that does. And if I doubt that it gets in, but you never know. I mean, it's a the fun part about this. And, I think it would have been fun to see something like Spider-Man No Way Home or like No Time to Die get kind of an outside shot at this thing. But neither of those really performed well enough at any of the precursors to really justify any of that hype, I guess. And so then we get into the second question here, which is what the hell will Best Actress look like? Obviously, kind of this whole season up to this point, the big favorite has been Kristen Stewart for Spencer as Princess Diana. But man, the last few weeks have been a miserable run for that movie, and it seems to just be losing momentum very quickly, which is super unfortunate. I really have no idea with her if she misses, which I do at this point think she's going to miss. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that fifth spot right now, and I went back and forth on a lot of different options there. I went with, I've probably changed 4 or 5 times in the last week. I did finally settle on Alana Haim for Licorice Pizza getting in. But I genuinely, as I was looking at my list here, I could see any combination of like 6 people getting that final spot. And by the way, so my 4 locks for it are Lady Gaga, who I am at this point kind of predicting to be the front runner. Lady Gaga, Nicole Kidman, Olivia Colman, and then I still think Jessica Chastain for Isa Tammy Faye is a pretty safe bet for the most part, as much as you can be in a category like this. Even though that movie is only getting the 1 nomination, I think people seem to really be liking what she did there. But man, I could easily see Kristen Stewart get in, and everybody kind of breathes a sigh of relief to see her in there. I could see Alana Haim getting in because Licorice Pizza is having so much momentum right now. It feels like such an Oscar pick to see a surprise Jennifer Hudson nomination today for Respect, where she played Aretha Franklin, and the movie wasn't great, but she was pretty good in it, and obviously super talented singer, did a great job playing Aretha Franklin, so that's possible, I think. There's so many. I mean, the 2 that I would love to see most would be Rachel Zegler for West Side Story or Renata Reinsve for Worst Person in the World. Those would be amazing surprises, but I don't think they happen. And then the last possible surprise we could get is Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers, which a lot of people seem to be picking her late. And I even had her written in for a little bit, but when you look at all the precursor awards heading into today, there really just wasn't a ton of reasoning to go with that, to back that up. So I've kept it with Alana Haim, who's gotten a bunch of nominations, who, you know, whether it's the critics bodies or things like BAFTA where she got in, like people do seem to really like that performance. It's Licorice Pizza, one movie from this year that I have not gotten to see yet because I live in West Virginia, so we don't get movies like that here very often in theaters. So very excited to see what happens there. And then, you know, while we talk about Stewart trending down and Spencer trending down, because it looks like especially if Stewart gets out, I could easily see Spencer getting 0 nominees or nominations. You know, how much will some of these other trends that we're seeing in the past week or so due to things like BAFTA start to hit? Obviously, the 2 big ones here, you know, does West Side Story's current slip cost it a bunch of categories? I think there is talk of it maybe missing Best Director for Steven Spielberg, which I really hope doesn't happen, man. I mean, he really, really deserves a nomination here, I think. I thought he did a fantastic job with that movie. You know, people are also talking about it missing cinematography after having a couple big misses in some of these precursor awards. I actually did have West Side Story fall out of my nominations for editing and for adapted screenplay. So that, you know, I guess in a way I do think it's going to start to happen a little bit. I do think it sticks around in director and cinematography personally, and I think if it falls out of both of those, I think we're in big trouble with West Side Story. Honestly, I don't think there's a world where it gets snubbed, especially in a field where you have to have 10 nominees. But it's really worrisome if it only gets a couple nominations today. Um, so I do think it finds a way to stick around and gets a couple nominations for director, for cinematography, things like that. On the flip side of that, does Don't Look Up's trajectory keep rising? I think you could easily see this thing becoming kind of the big surprise of this award season, because I think so much of the conversation has been around Power of the Dog and Belfast as like the two favorites, right? But Dune has been super popular all year. And then ever since it came out around Christmas time, Don't Look Up has really, really risen in popularity. A lot of people are talking about it. Netflix is pushing it super hard to wider audiences and things like that. A lot of people are watching it. A lot of people seem to like it. It did not work for me quite as well as it has for a lot of other people, but people seem to love Don't Look Up. And that has seemed to carry over into some of these awards bodies heading into today. And so you have to wonder, how much of a boost is that going to get? What are we looking at for Don't Look Up? I think today I have it projected to get 5 nominations. I've got it in for picture, I've got it in for original screenplay, for score, and for song, as well as that 5th one, which is going to be really interesting to see. Can Leonardo DiCaprio kind of take this momentum and use it to steal that 5th actor spot? A lot of people believe Peter Dinklage was going to get it, but Cyrano has really seemed to fumble the bag a little bit in terms of its release schedule for this movie. I just it's going to be very, very interesting to see. I think the big 3 for that 5th spot have kind of become DiCaprio, Dinklage, and Javier Bardem for being the Ricardos, but I just have a feeling that Leo's going to get it. He is the BAFTA nomination, the Globe nomination. I mean, it seems all very similar to the way he rose for Wolf of Wall Street. So I really do believe that he can get in. We just got the timer starting here for the Oscar nomination show. Looks like they're going to get started in about 2 minutes, which brings us into our final question to look for, which is, what weird shit will happen in documentary and international feature? Because it seems like every year these are the 2 categories where we have crazy surprises. Some front runners get snubbed when everybody thinks that there was no way it was going to happen. So the question you have to ask yourself is, what is going to happen with those? Which ones will get snubbed? A lot of people seem to think it's going to be Summer of Soul. I actually think Summer of Soul has a big day today. I think Summer of Soul gets 2 nominations. I think he gets the documentary nomination as well as editing. Just because I think Questlove and the team there did such a fantastic job of weaving in and out of the interviews and the archival concert footage. A lot of people do rightfully bring up that it doesn't usually go for archival footage that much. So it'll be interesting there. International, it seems like we've got a set group of 5 right now that seem to be the favorites to get nominated, which honestly sort of makes me feel a little bit more nervous about that. So it's going to be really interesting to see. I think so far I ended up pretty much going default on international. I went Drive My Car, Worst Person in the World, A Hero, Flea, and The Hand of God, which are those 5 favorites. I think we probably get a surprise here, but I think doing that, I should at least get 4 out of 5 right. And then documentary, I also went pretty chalk just to be safe. I kept Summer of Soul in. I kept The Rescue in and Flea. And then I went Procession. And then my outside pick, I think this was like 100-1 on Gold Derby. I went with President. I think that it's going to have a good shot at it. I hope it has a good shot at it. So we'll see, man. I don't know. It's going to be a very fascinating nomination day here as we get started in a few seconds, it looks like. But I'm so fascinated by what could happen. It's a great day, man. This is such a fun time. I love this. Let's get this thing here. Make sure we've got this up. All right, they're playing some music right now, but yeah, I really think that we have a good opportunity here to get some interesting stuff happening. But let's go ahead and head over into the nomination window.
Great stories told.
There we go.
And today we celebrate that, thanks to the nearly 9,500 voting members of the
I'm
Academy.
going to try to not talk quite as much
Movie
as
makers,
they're
sure,
introducing things
but
here.
really movie lovers about to share the films they've loved the most this year. I hope you're doing the same with your friends and your family. Now's the time. Movie lovers unite. Let's meet your announcement hosts, Tracy Ellis Ross and Leslie Jordan.
All right, here we go.
I am so excited. I went to sleep dressed like this. Now let's go to the Oscars, Tracy. What time
Leslie
are you
Jordan
picking me
as
up?
the just kind of let him host
someone
at this
did
point.
not read the memo. The Oscars are not tonight. They're on March 27th. This morning, we just announced the nominees.
It's interesting how they're
This is
setting
why I
this up
hate
today.
being hunkered down. I never know what day it is or month. But if it's not the Oscars, why are you dressed so nice?
This old thing? This is my workout outfit, Leslie. I just threw this on to go to cycling class in an hour. All right. This year's Oscars theme is Movie Lovers Unite. And during this next half hour, we will be joined
Zoom
by some
stuff just
very
needs to go
special
away. I
movie
will say
lovers
that
across
as
the
we,
country
sit
to
here on
help
Twitch
us
watching
announce
this,
some of
and
the
I
nominees.
get ready to
Are
go into a
you
day of
ready,
Zoom
Leslie?
meetings.
Wait, I'll be right back. This outfit, it doesn't feel right for the Oscar announcements.
Okay. All right. Well, Oscar nominees in most categories are chosen by members of their respective branches, but nominees for Best Picture are chosen by the entire Academy membership. And if you stay tuned to find out how this year you, the fans, will be able to get to vote for your favorite movie and movie moment featured on the Oscar telecast.
Now I'm ready. I love it. Understated and traditional.
Very much.
Okay.
Here are the nominees for performance by an actress in a supporting role.
Here we go.
Jessie Buckley in The Lost Daughter.
Oh!
Ariana DeBose in West Side
Not the
Story.
surprise I thought was going to happen. Holy
Dench
crap,
in
this is
Belfast.
great. Oh my gosh, Judi Dench.
Kirsten Dunst in Power of the Dog. And Ingenue Ellis.
Oh my gosh, so Ruth Negga is missing and Katrina
turn.
Balfe is missing for Judi
Here are
Dench?
the nominees for achievement in costume design.
Wow, holy crap, that's wild.
Cruella,
Okay,
Cyrano,
okay, 2 for 2 there.
Dune,
All right,
Nightmare Alley,
all right.
and West Side
There we go,
Story.
5 for 5. West Side stays in, which is
I'm a little
relieving.
hurt my costume wasn't nominated again. Well, maybe next year. Here are the nominees for achievement in sound. Belfast,
Okay,
Dune, No Time to Die,
all right.
The Power of the Dog,
Wow.
and West Side Story.
Okay, so no Spider-Man.
As
People,
part of our movie
yeah.
lovers uniting
People
across
liked
the country,
Spider-Man.
let's go to Troy, Michigan. Joining us are
wow,
11
man,
healthcare
Spider-Man gets
professionals
out.
from
So
Beaumont
maybe that
Hospitals.
just is not
Reading
happening.
the nominees is physician's assistant and fellow movie lover.
Oh my.
Shantia
Supporting actress is
Bobo
wild.
Harden, who loves the movie Girl Trip. Shantia, over
Oh
to
my
you.
gosh, that supporting actress is a wild. Jessie
Thank you,
Buckley got in.
Tracy. Here are the nominees for achievement in music, original score. Don't Look Up,
Where's my score?
Dune, Encanto, Parallel Mothers.
Here we go. Parallel Mother.
Power
Whoa.
of the Dog.
So no French Dispatch. Holy
Thank
crap,
you
that's
so much,
surprising.
Shantia.
Wow.
And thank you to all the healthcare workers at Beaumont and all across the country who do so
Oh my
much.
goodness. Okay,
for
so
all of
wow.
us. Thank you.
I thought it was between Encanto and Parallel
Leslie,
Mothers, and
Leslie,
instead French
wait,
Dispatch gets snubbed.
Is that an official Oscar
That's-
pendant?
wow.
And if so, why didn't I get
Okay,
one?
some interesting things here.
borrowed it
I think we're doing pretty well
From your
predictions
Oscar
wise.
nominations gift basket.
Ah, okay.
4 out of 5 in most
And now,
things.
Adapted screenplay. The nominees are Coda, screenplay by
Okay. All right. Good, Coda. Thank you. Let's go. Come on, drive my car. Let's go. It's going to happen. It's going to happen today. Oh, man. Okay. Lost Daughter, Power of the Dog.
The Lost Daughter.
Okay.
By Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Power of the Dog. Yep, there we go. Okay, so no West Side there. We kind of thought that it was going to get snubbed on that one.
Original screenplay.
Oh, boy.
Belfast.
All right.
Written by Kenneth.
So no Being the Ricardos. No Being the Ricardos. Sorkin is missed. Wow. Is it French Dispatch? Mass?
King Richard.
Could it be Mass? Could it be Mass? This, oh my goodness. Come on, Mass. Come on, Mass.
And the worst person in the world.
Oh, even better.
By Eskil Vogt.
Okay. Awesome. Let's go. Wow, a couple foreign films getting love. Wow. I have no predictions for these shorts. I have no idea what's going on. So. Okay.
Another category for me. Back to back Leslie again. I think they like my announcer voice. And now, the nominees for Best Live Action Short Film. Well done. A la Kachu, Take and Run, The Dress, The Long Goodbye,
Ooh, a Riz Ahmed nomination there.
and Please Hold. So appropriate that I just announced animated short film and live action short for I Am Animated and Short.
Oh, Leslie. And now here are the nominees for performance by an actor in a supporting role. Kareen Hines in Belfast.
Okay.
Troy Kotzer.
Okay.
In Coda.
Hold on. So no Cooper.
Jesse Plemons in The Power of the Dog.
Whoa. Okay.
J.K. Simmons in Being the
Oh, no.
and Cody Smith-McPhee.
Okay. Wow. So I think the two that people were not as sure about, Jared Leto, everyone assumed was happening,
Got more nominee announcements coming
and
up.
Bradley Cooper didn't happen.
For lead actor and actress, director, and best picture.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, man. So, a lot to get into.
How much fun is this?
This is, man,
Fun I have ever had at 5:25.
supporting categories are wild. Holy crap. J.K. Simmons gets in.
Tell that Leslie and I are bristling. We are bristling with diversity. We are bringing diversity to these announcements. I am Moderna.
And I am sparkling Pfizer.
Leslie, are you boosted?
Why, yes, Tracy, I'm sitting on a pillow.
Okay, joining us is another movie lover, film enthusiast.
Man, that's...
What's your reaction to the nominees for supporting actress? Tell us everything.
All right, I will tell you my thoughts on supporting actor. Holy crap. These are some crazy prediction or nominations so far. I'm so happy about Jessie Buckley getting in. Let's take a look at supporting actress real quick, just from what I had. So, wow, Ruth Negga, I guess passing's just getting snubbed all around. So that's not totally surprising, but she felt really safe. And then Katrina Balfe felt really safe as well. So seeing, Jessie Buckley get in, and oh my gosh, I was not really expecting that to happen, and it kind of sucks that it happened when Judi Dench gets in over somebody like Ann Dowd, who I think a lot of people wanted to see in that spot. Man, that's a crazy nomination. I'm super happy that Jessie Buckley got in though. That's great. And then supporting actor, like I said, I think a lot of people just did not want to believe Jared Leto was getting in, and I think a lot of people just assumed he was going to be a lock after some of the nominations he's gotten leading up to this. but him and Cooper both miss. I think it did feel it did feel a lot like Plemons had been rising recently. And same with J.K. Simmons, who got, I believe he got a Globe. Is that right? Or he got, I can't remember the precursor exactly that he got. But it did seem like he was getting a little bit of momentum and felt like an outside shot. I definitely had him in my top 10. I had him at, let's see, where did I have? I think I had Plemons at 7. I had Plemons as my 7 and Simmons as my 10. So does this mean they like Power of the Dog a lot? This is interesting. Does this mean they really like the Power of the Dog? I think it might. Wow, I'm so pumped we're seeing some international features getting in. I did not expect The Worst Person in the World to happen. I didn't think that was going to happen as a screenplay nomination. So happy it did. I'm really happy to see Drive My Car continuing some of its momentum. Wow, maybe this means I'm so interested right now in what's happening. I think I mean could Buckley getting in. Well, first off, I think Buckley getting in kind of means Coleman has to get in at this point. So that kind of, I think, takes away from that potential snub. Wow, this is a crazy time here. I'm so interested in what all this is going to mean the rest of the way. I think I just don't. This is going to be wild to see the rest of the way. I think at this point, Drive My Car is probably going to get in. I mean, I don't know if that's even true. It's not like that's a surprise for me. I predicted it, but wow, this is it's a fun so far. The costume stuff, we hit 5 of 5. I'm glad to see Cyrano get in for something. I wasn't sure. But man, it's gonna be. This is a. I just have no idea what's gonna happen the rest of the way. This is wild. Simmons getting in means Ricardo's is in. By the way, I think that kind of has locked that in for me that that's gonna happen. I just. Hey, once it started, but it also missed screenplay, which I felt like was a gimme for them.
Hearing your name announced this morning is a moment each nominee will never forget.
Man,
Not that I would
yeah,
know whether
Sorkin gets out. I did not think Sorkin was missing. That's great. I mean, not great for Sorkin missing, but like great for The Worst Person in the World getting in.
Good morning.
Good morning, and for those who have been watching, welcome back. All right, now it is time for the rest of the Oscar nominees.
Here we go.
Including the big one at the end for Big Picture. Here are the nominees for achievement in film editing. Don't Look Up.
Nope.
Dune. King Richard.
Oh,
Power of the Dog. And Tick Tick Boom.
whoa.
Why, Leslie.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
That was bad on my part. Holy crap. Tick Tick Boom gets in. That's great. I'm glad Tick Tick Boom got in. But now is Tick Tick Boom? That's, man.
None of whom showed up at my house this morning. I did this all myself.
You did?
Now here are the nominees. Coming to America.
Yes. Okay. Let's go.
Cruella.
All right.
Dune.
That editing category is wild.
The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Okay. And then Gucci.
And House of
Okay.
Gucci.
That makes sense. All right.
And now it is time to meet a
Titus O'Neil.
movie fan coming to us from Tampa.
Titus Worldwide, baby.
Well, to me, everyone is huge.
Oh, Leslie. He is a WWE superstar who established
That editing. Holy crap. That absolutely killed me, man. Wow. I knew Summer of Soul was a stretch. I knew Summer of Soul wasn't gonna happen. But man, Don't Look Up, Tick Tick Boom, and King Richard get in. Wow.
Thanks, Tracy and Leslie. To read the names of the nominees in this next category is a fellow movie lover, 8th grade track star, high honor roll student Courtney Anderson, who loves the entire Twilight movie series. Courtney, take it away.
Here are the nominees for the Best Animated Feature Film. Encanto,
This scares me to death right now.
Glee,
Okay.
Luca,
Okay.
The Mitchells,
Let's go. Okay.
and Raya and
Okay. They went chalk there. Kind of happy they did. I didn't really think I thought some of the gods had an outside shot. I thought Belle had an outside shot. But those 5 feel pretty solid. I'm happy that those 5 are in. Man, so pumped Mitchell got in. Wrong original. Okay. Okay. Yep. So Just Look Up got out. Of course, Diane Warren gets in. Man, how do you... Just Look Up is a bop. Just Look Up is a bop. Beyond the Shore is great. So May We Start. Just nominate that. Whew. Man.
Three songs for Ben Azir. And When We Were Bullies. And now here are the nominees for Best Documentary Feature. Ascension, Attica,
Oh!
Flea, Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution
The Rescue's
was
out!
televised, and Riding with Fire.
Oh my gosh!
Joining us from
Okay, so wow, the two favorites
members of the fire department of New
all
York.
the way around. Flea and Summer of Soul get in. The Rescue is out. Procession is out. I cannot believe The Rescue missed. I think a lot of people kind of just assumed The Rescue was going to win.
Times Square. Here are the nominees for achievement in visual effects. The envelope, please.
Oh man.
Dune. Free Guy.
Free Guy. Okay, I actually did switch to Free Guy.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Spider-Man.
Shang-Chi, wow.
No Way Home.
Thank you so much to all the firefighters, paramedics, and EMTs for all that you do. I wave every time you
That
drive
Free Guy
by.
switch was
I
good
say,
on my
"Hello,
part. That was smart for
firefighters."
me.
I really do. Next up, the nominees for
Wow.
achievement in cinematography. Dune,
Okay.
Nightmare Alley,
Okay.
The Power of the Dog,
Okay.
The Tragedy of Macbeth,
Come on, West Side.
and West Side
Let's go.
Story.
All right, West Side Story is fine. People
And
are
now,
crazy.
Here are the nominees for achievement in production design.
Come on.
Dune,
Okay. I like that one.
Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story.
Okay. So what I missed? French Dispatch is just getting out on everything.
Are you?
I'm glad they went Power of the Dog. I love the production design in that one. I thought it was better than French Dispatch.
Doesn't mean I can't dress up.
So I really thought it was good. I'm excited for that one.
International feature film.
Oh boy.
Drive My Car, Japan.
Okay.
Flea, Denmark. The Hand of God, Italy. Luana.
Oh wow, Yak in the Classroom got in. Oh, I had a feeling a hero was gonna miss. Oh boy.
Keep stealing
Okay.
all my lines.
All right, Worst Person in the World gets in. That's great.
Okay, thanks.
Man, some good nominations again there. I had a feeling Yak in the Classroom was gonna sneak in. I should have gone with it. Man, I just kind of assumed it was gonna go chalk. Wow. Some really interesting picks here so far in this little run. Man.
Hello, and thank you, Leslie and Tracy, all of our students here
are so inspired by Chadwick Boseman, a Howard grad who was so committed to this university. And as you know, Chadwick was nominated last year for Best Actor, and we are so honored to announce the nominees in this category. Speaking on behalf of the students who are with us today is a senior who's receiving his BFA in acting, John Woods.
This will be interesting.
III.
Is it DiCaprio, Dinklage, or Bardem? Here we go.
Performance by an actor in a leading role are Javier Bardem in Being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch in The Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield in Tick, Tick, Boom.
Okay, there it is.
Will Smith in King Richard.
Man. Okay, Bardem gets it. I had a feeling it was going to be Leo. I should have gone Bardem. Wow.
Yes. Well done. Beautiful. Thank you, Felicia and John. And
Maybe Don't Look Up's rise isn't as big as we thought. I don't know.
Now, the
It did get
nominees
editing,
for
though.
performance by an actress in a leading role.
Here we go.
Jessica Chastain in
Okay.
The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Chastain Coleman.
Olivia Colman in The Lost Daughter.
Gaga.
Penelope Cruz in Parallel Mothers.
Whoa!
Nicole Kidman in
It
Being the
happened.
Ricardos.
And Kristen Stewart.
Gaga missed.
Just
That
two
was
more
not.
categories
That's not
down.
expected.
This
Holy.
is so exciting.
Wow.
The first
Okay,
performance
Gaga
is
misses.
Directing, and the nominees are
Hamaguchi.
Kenneth Branagh, Belfast.
No PTA. No, or no. They're going name of the
Ryusuke
thing.
Hamaguchi, Drive My
Oh my
Car.
gosh, Spielberg missed.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Spielberg
Licorice Pizza.
missed.
Jane Campion, The Power
No,
of the Dog.
Villeneuve missed.
And Steven Spielberg.
Denis Villeneuve
West Side
missed.
Story.
Who thought that was
Finally,
happening?
the big
I thought
one.
Dune was a lock.
Here are the nominees for Best Picture. Belfast, Laura Berwick,
Okay.
Kenneth Branagh,
Hold on. So no Being the Ricardos.
Kovacic, and Tamar
No Being the
Thomas,
Ricardos.
producers.
That makes no sense.
Coda. Philippe Rousselet.
Okay,
Fabrice
great.
Fermi and Patrick.
So is it Tick Tick Boom and Drive My Car?
Producer. Producers.
Don't Look Up, Adam McKay and
Okay.
Kevin Messick, producers.
Drive My Car. Teruhisa Yamamoto.
Let's go.
producer.
Let's go.
Dune, Mary Parent, Denis Villeneuve, and Cale Boiter, producers.
King Richard. Tim White.
Is that right?
Trevor White and Will Smith.
Okay.
Producers.
So it should be Licorice Pizza.
Licorice Pizza.
Okay.
Sarah Murphy, Adam Sandler.
So no, it's not.
Paul Thomas
It's not House of
Anderson,
Gucci.
Producers.
Nightmare Alley. Guillermo del Toro. J. Miles Davis. and Bradley
Whoa!
Cooper.
I mean, we said it had a chance. We said it had a shot. That's wild, though.
Power of the Dog. Jane Campion.
And then West Side.
Tanya Segachian, sorry, Emil Sherman, Ian Canning, and Roger Frappier, producers.
And West Side Story.
Wow.
Steven
Okay, so
Spielberg
how
and
does Being the
Christy
Ricardos do
Macosto
so
Krieger,
well?
Producers.
Being the Ricardos gets actor, actress, and supporting,
10 great Best
Mrs.
Picture nominees.
Screenplay,
Everybody,
and
please
then
make
Mrs.
sure to
Best
watch the
Picture. That's a
Oscars
why I
March
did not think that was
27th
happening.
On ABC, and go to Oscars.org to learn.
That's not. It's not how I expected this to go today. I'll be honest. I'm really surprised by that. A couple things. Very happy to see. Very happy that Drive My Car got the amount of love that it got. Very happy that we saw multiple nominations for the worst person in the world. Happy Summer of Soul got to stick around. Happy West Side Story did not lose its momentum like we somewhat thought could happen. Editing is why I'm excited to dive into these categories a little bit more and kind of see, what all it was. But wow, I mean, so let's look back at our questions from before we started here. Right. So the big questions heading in, what we're getting those final two spots. We were right about Drive My Car. We were wrong about Being the Ricardos somehow. And it went to Nightmare Alley, which was kind of a surprise. I mean, once Tick Tick Boom got editing, I was like, maybe that can sneak in. when you saw Leto and Gucci and Gaga miss for House of Gucci, kind of had a feeling that had no shot at it. But wow, Nightmare Alley is an interesting pick there. I'm kind of happy. I did like it better than Being the Ricardos, so that's good. But yeah, that wow, was not expecting that one. So got 9 out of 10 there, which is great. The what in the hell will Best Actress look like? A little different than we thought. So happy that Kristen Stewart got in. Was really worried that she was going to miss after having so much momentum early on in this race. She gets in, and Penelope Cruz gets in though, which is the crazy one because there were no major precursor awards for her. I did get to see that movie at the Chicago International Film Festival this year. Loved it. Thought she was fantastic in it. Is one of my favorite performances of the year. And wow, Gaga misses. I had a feeling that after everything that was happening, Gaga was kind of a lock. So that's interesting to see her miss. And then, we look even more at it and we see, okay, what trends hit. West Side Story ends up not missing more than we kind of expected. We thought that it was going to be out on things like editing and things like adapted screenplay, and that ended up being true. But we did see it stay in for cinematography over Belfast, which I thought was going to happen. We saw Spielberg stick around for director. By the time we saw those two nominations, I felt so good about its place there. I think it's going to be fine. Don't Look Up did keep its good trajectory. We did see it sneak into editing, which shouldn't be a surprise. I should have thought about it more and put it in there for editing, because so often Don't Look Up is arguably the most editing of the year, which is typically what a lot of people always say. The Oscars nominate most editing, not best editing. So even though I wouldn't have put it anywhere near that category, I should have thought better about that and gone with that over Summer of Soul. But that category was wild on its own. I mean, King Richard and Tick Tick Boom get in. But yeah, so it seems like Don't Look Up had a nice trajectory. I still think, in terms of a major dark horse to come out of nowhere and actually win Best Picture, like something that could surprise when we all are assuming Power of the Dog and Belfast have it, Don't Look Up does seem like it could be that movie. I don't think it happens. I think it's going to be Power of the Dog, but it could happen. Could happen, definitely. And then what weird stuff will happen in documentary and international. Did not see The Rescue as the snub. I kind of was assuming the snub was either going to be Flea or, unfortunately, Summer of Soul. Turns out those are the two that we predicted correctly, which is very good. I love those two movies. Those are, I believe, are those, what did I have? Yeah, those are my 1 and 2 of the year in terms of docs overall. So was very happy to see them get in. I was very happy about that. I think that category is gonna be wild though. Ascension was okay. It wasn't bad. Attica, I have not gotten to see yet. I think it's streaming on Showtime. And I haven't gotten to see Riding with Fire either. So we'll be interested to get into those and watch those. And then the international category, our big surprise was A Hero gets snubbed, which I had a feeling of the ones that we all considered to be safe. I had a feeling that was going to be the one to get the snub. If any of them did, it's kind of a bummer, but yeah, so that gets snubbed in favor of Yak in the Classroom. And it definitely seemed like that was one that I could see Oscar going for. So it's not a massive surprise. I kind of anticipated I'm Your Man or The Good Boss getting in before that. Maybe even not President. What was the other one that I thought might have gotten in? It was crap. My mind has gone blank here. But Prayers for the Stolen, I thought had a shot, or probably number 6. So a lot of good options there for that 5th spot, but Yak in the Classroom gets it. Really interesting stuff, guys. I'm fascinated to see where this goes from here. We'll probably have some more Oscar streams, hopefully down the line at some point. Do a couple more things, get some watch parties going a little bit more often. Hopefully we'll be able to do some stuff like that. Really like this. Try to get back into it more. We'll see if we can make that happen more consistently. But I think this is where we're going to end this thing right here. Thanks anybody who tuned in at all. It looked like we had a couple viewers sprinkling in throughout. Hopefully my commentary didn't take away too much from the nominations. But yeah, with that, thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. We will see you later.